Okay, let's do this. All right, guys, welcome. Ask Yuri here. Sorry, I'm a couple of minutes late here. My internet was having some wonky issues, but I'm here. I'm here with you to answer your questions today. Health, fitness, nutrition, that's what we're talking about. So before we get started, just let me know in the comments if you can hear and see me okay. Good. Just don't want to waste any time here. So welcome. And once again, if you could just let me know in the comments really quickly, like a thumbs up, yes, I can hear you, that would be tremendous so that I'm not wasting my time and speaking to nobody. So once again, welcome to Ask Yuri, and I'm super excited to be with you here. We're going to go until 12:55 p.m. Eastern Time, so 25 minutes. And if you've got a health, fitness, or nutrition question, let me know in the comments, and I'll do my very best to get to your answers. So hope you're having an amazing day. I just got off had a busy morning this morning doing some cool stuff, which I'll share with you at some point in the future. But anyways, yeah, so I'm just going to refresh the browser here. Okay, thank you, Jackie. Thank you very much. Once again, this is also being recorded, so for whatever reason, if you're missing this, you can catch it on the YouTube later on. And let's jump in. So I'm not going to waste any time here. Just in case you guys don't know me, my name is Yuri Elkaim, New York Times bestselling author of this book, as well as The All-Day Fat Burning Diet, which is the more recent one. And I can't even remember what I do. One of the most trusted health experts on the web, in the world, have helped over 500,000 men and women lose weight, have a lot more energy, and really achieve their health and fitness goals. So I'm super pumped to be here with you. And I've got a question here from Jonathan, this is actually a pretty interesting question. So he says, I am now confused. I've watched your presentation and ordered your energy greens. I can't even speak. Today I watched a presentation from Dr. Stephen Gundry about his so-called superfood. He was very specific about 3 things to never put in your body: any soy product, any grasses, and no goji berries, saying that these are all very harmful to the body and not valid for producing energy, which is almost in direct opposition to what you are saying. What are your feelings on that, since I have your exercise program and trust your judgment also? Why the opposition? Great question, Jonathan. Welcome to the world of health marketing. So understand this. I'm going to be very transparent with you because that's what I do. I'm very open and transparent. Understand that it's a very crowded marketplace. If you've got a greens powder, somebody else has a greens powder. If you have a multivitamin, there's tons of multivitamins on the market. And so the job as a marketer is to figure out, how do I position this in a way that it stands out from everything else that's out there. Now, I don't personally know Dr. Gundry, so I don't know what his green powder is all about. All I can tell you is that our energy greens work. Okay, so to say that you shouldn't have any grasses or goji berries is his positioning. It's very much like the fact that I say you shouldn't have caffeine, right? So I believe there's a little bit more scientific validity to not drinking caffeine on a consistent basis, but sorry, my son is going crazy upstairs, jumping all over the place. It's annoying me here. I can't even focus. So what he's saying is, I would agree that soy is probably not the best thing to be consuming. Goji berries have one of the highest sources of antioxidants out of any food, so I'm not too sure what the issue is there. Grasses, again, if we're talking about wheatgrass, barley grass, stuff like that, I don't have any issues with that. If you have an allergy to wheat or barley and stuff like that, it's really not problematic in the wheatgrass and barley grass format because it hasn't germinated long enough to produce those allergenic proteins. So think about, whenever you're seeing presentations like this, these video presentations, if that's what it was, that they're positioning it in a way to question whether everything else out there is even valid in the first place. And I'll be very honest, we do this as well. We position our stuff in a way that stands out from everything else. So for instance, our energy greens, we know that most other greens powders on the market taste like grass. So our positioning is that it's the best tasting greens powder on the market, which it is. And that's kind of the position that we take. And the fact that it only has 8 ingredients, you don't need 1,000 things in there, because if you have 1,000 things in there, you're getting very, very, very minute doses of everything, which equates to not a lot of anything. So that's kind of the way we've positioned our energy greens. You have nothing to worry about. I mean, ours, if you have ours, you'll totally enjoy them. What I would say is, and this is true for any information, is to really follow a select few people. And that's very important with whatever you do, because otherwise you're going to run into this very same situation where you're overwhelmed, you're confused, two different people saying the two complete opposite things. You don't know who to believe. It ends up in frustration. Okay, so choose a select group of people who you trust and will follow, and literally ignore everything else. Okay, everything that I'm saying is going to work for you if you jive with me, and if you don't follow me. Follow somebody else who you jive with. Okay, that's it, right? Follow your people, a few of them, and just like literally put the blinders on everything else. Okay, that's probably the best advice I can give you. So hopefully that helps you out, Jonathan. Thanks for the question. All right. Lee on the Facebook comments here is saying, I bought your book on protein. How much should you take to gain muscle size? So Lee, I believe I answered this in the protein line, which is the research doesn't support excessive amounts of protein consumption. Okay. You're looking at, again, if you're seriously training, for the average individual, 0.8 grams per kilogram of body weight is what you want to be looking for in terms of protein consumption. If you're looking to build muscle, you're not going into like the 2 grams of protein per kilogram. It's not like double. We're talking about like maybe 1.2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight. So don't go crazy on the protein. The most important thing is that you're increasing your overall caloric intake. Okay, that's going to be the most important thing. So if you're looking to build muscle, you have to be eating all the time. And that's why I often say it, losing weight is easier than gaining weight, because losing weight is, you don't really have to give up your life. Like building muscle, like forget about it. Like give up your job, stop going to school, hit the gym, and just eat all day. That's pretty much what it takes. So hopefully, I don't mean to be the bearer of bad news, but that's more or less what it is. And if you're eating a generally well-balanced diet, you don't even have to fuss about the protein. You'll get enough protein, assuming your overall calories are adequate. Okay, Jesse is on the Facebook comments here. Oh, sorry, Jessica. Hey, Jessica, how's it going? So, hey, Yuri, for the last 3 weeks, I've been doing the stair climber 5 days a week for an hour. This week, I'm struggling to make it through 30 minutes all of a sudden. Any idea what's going on? You're probably pushing yourself a little bit too hard doing the same thing for 5 hours a week. Now, I don't know if you're training for any kind of like stair climbing marathon, but that kind of activity, I actually enjoy the stair climber. I think it's actually a really valid exercise to do. It's not like, it's a little bit lower stress on the body than, for instance, running on the treadmill. But again, 1 hour is too much. Like you don't need to be doing that for 1 hour. And what that suggests to me is that the way you're doing it is probably not as effective as it could be. So what I would suggest to do is take that 1 hour, turn it into 15 minutes, and do bouts of high intensity and low intensity. So maybe you go 30 seconds at a very fast clip, 30 seconds recovery, 30 seconds fast paced, 30 seconds recovery, and do that. See if you can last 15 minutes. 5 days a week is too much. Okay, it really is. If you're doing the same thing 5 days in a row, it's not going to happen. So your body will break down, it's going to get tired, and you're just going to want to not do anything. So what you want to be doing, if you're only doing the stair climber, is I would say 3 times a week at the most, and that's it. Okay. If you're still working out 5 days a week, you want to be doing other things in the meantime that are maybe hitting some of your upper body instead of just the lower body all the time. And you want to mix things up. Okay. Your body's going to get used to what you're doing over and over again. So mix things up, keep it fresh. And that's what I would recommend. Cool. All right. So Keely Gaddis, is a low carb diet best for Hashimoto's? Seems impossible to lose weight. Our bodies are all different. A low carb diet is the worst thing you could possibly do if you have Hashimoto's. I talk about this in the all-day fat burning diet. The importance of carbohydrates for thyroid health is very important. Like you cannot, the studies conclusively show, especially in women, if you constrict carbohydrate consumption for more than a few days, your thyroid plummets. Now, if you want specific advice on Hashimoto's, follow my good friend, Dr. Isabella Wentz, the thyroid pharmacist. She's the Hashimoto specialist, okay? Amazing stuff on her page and website. That's what I'd recommend. But a low-carb diet, not the idea. Now, with that said, I'm not talking about eating breads, pastas, cereals. I'm talking about getting a good amount of carbohydrates in the form of like starchy vegetables like sweet potatoes and so forth. But even things like quinoa could be a a good alternative to typical wheat or things like that. So looking at like a brown rice, quinoa, those are great examples of healthier carbs that I think are really important for supporting your thyroid, because if you don't, you're going to shut down your metabolism and your thyroid's going to suffer. But also realize that Hashimoto's is an autoimmune condition, so you need to support the gut and you need to cool inflammation inside the body. I'm just going to have a sip of water. Okay. So Sue Ann is saying, I've read your book and love the method. I'm assuming you're talking about the all-day fat-burning diet. Is carb cycling okay long-term? Carb cycling / caloric cycling / the 5-day food cycling formula that I show you in the all-day fat-burning diet is absolutely okay. You could do this into the ethers forever. And in the book, in the last chapter, I show you how to do that on an ongoing basis. Whether it's modifying the program to suit your needs or following it exactly as is, you can absolutely do that for as long as possible. And that's kind of the way I live. And that's kind of why I wrote the book, is like, some days I have a ton of food, other days I don't eat anything. Some days I have high amounts of carbs when I'm training and playing soccer and tennis. Other days I have very limited amounts. So it's all about listening to your body, understanding how to respond to its signals, and it's completely safe, completely valid in terms of weight loss, health maintenance, and that's pretty much the reason why it's produced so many amazing transformations. So thank you for the question. Hope that answers it. Okay. Let's refresh the page. It's weird here because on Facebook, I don't see all the comments coming through. It only shows me a couple. So I'm going to just refresh my feed here and let's see if some new questions have popped up that I've missed. And if I missed your question, I apologize because, again, I can't see all the questions at once here, which is weird. Okay, so Trevor, what's up, buddy? Trevor Morgan. Hey, you're a longtime fan. I have a lot of success with fat loss this year, almost 20 kilos. Wow, that's amazing. Almost entirely from cutting out most refined sugar and bread and pasta, etc. Does having a small piece of chocolate a day, for example, or some other form of junk really affect your insulin levels that much in regards to fat loss? Cheers. So first of all, Trevor, congratulations on the amazing progress and transformation you've achieved. That's tremendous. It's awesome. Okay, so having a piece of chocolate every day, it's not gonna derail you unless it takes you off the deep end. So if having a piece of chocolate is the gateway drug into other unhealthy choices throughout the day, then that's something you want to address and probably avoid. However, if it's one chocolate, and ideally, let's say dark chocolate, that's totally cool, right? It's totally fine, nothing to worry about. So I wouldn't stress about this stuff. Remember, it's all about balance, allowing yourself. That's why I love the 5-day food cycling formula, because it allows you that one healthy feast day where you can literally eat as much as you want of relatively healthy cheat foods, if you want to call them that. And that's important because if you're always depriving yourself and restricting yourself, you're going to go crazy and you're going to rebel against that. So enjoy the occasional indulgence. You'll totally be fine. Brenda Peters. Hey, Brenda. How's it going? Hey, Yuri. How do you treat tremors? I really don't know. I do not know, Brenda. I'm sorry. I wish I could answer that. That's beyond my area of knowledge and expertise. So I don't really know if I can add much to that. Sorry. Ariane Gard, can you suggest a diet plan for diabetes with history of acute pancreatitis? Yeah, if you check out our defeatingdiabeteskit.com. Yeah, defeatingdiabeteskit.com. If you go there, that is our diabetes program, and we've helped thousands and thousands of people. Pancreatitis is simply inflammation of the pancreas. So why does that happen? Well, it's dietary induced, a lot of inflammation inside the body. The pancreas is suffering as a result of excess work because blood sugar levels are all over the place. Insulin is having to be produced and pumped out. And over time, when you do that, in addition to increasing inflammatory molecules in your body, the pancreas will suffer. So the solution is, again, how I talk about this in all my books. How you heal anything is how you heal. How you heal anything is how you heal everything. So by cleaning up your diet, by reducing inflammation in your body, everything takes care of itself, right? We don't heal anything, our body heals. We just have to provide the building blocks and remove all the barriers to allow our body to do what it's supposed to do. All right, so Deepak, what's up? So does protein and creatine go well with IBS? It depends on what kind of protein. I would definitely stay away from whey or animal protein. I would move towards like a collagen-based protein or maybe even a pea protein, as they're going to be more suitable for supporting the gut. They're going to give you some more branched chain amino acids to really support and heal the gut. IBS is kind of like a phantom syndrome. There's physically nothing wrong, supposedly, but you have diarrhea and abdominal cramping and stuff like that. What I would suggest is, again, some type of bone broth, collagen to support and just improve the quality of the gut lining. Omega-3 fatty acids like a fish oil to reduce inflammation, some turmeric as well to reduce inflammation. Aloe vera can soothe the coating of the gut lining. What else? Glutamine can actually help repair the gut lining itself. So those are some of the building blocks that I would add into that. And then obviously, very importantly, you have to remove the problematic foods, right? So gluten, dairy, soy, sugar, those are going to be the inflammatory precursors to really damaging the gut and making things not so good. Creatine, it's not really going to do, again, I don't know if it's going to impact IBS. You just have to, try whatever version you're using and see how it goes. Creatine, I've used it in the past when I was playing soccer intermittently. I found that it really helped with recovery from short, intense bouts. But other than that, that's about it, right? It helps build a little bit of muscle size in those who don't already have high creatine stores in their body. The only way to know if it's going to work for you is to try it out. So there we go. But remember, when you stop taking it, that size will diminish as well, right? Your muscle size. All right. Melissa Weldon, how you doing? So she is saying, I was very sick and found your energy book 3 years ago, and yes, it saved my life. I'm forever grateful. Well, thank you. Thank you so much for sharing that. Thank you for taking control of your health, and I'm super pumped and happy that the book made a big difference for you. You're the only person it helped. Just kidding. Obviously, it's helped tens of thousands of people, so it's always great to see that. Keely, when is the best time of day to work out? Eat first or after? So best time of day to work out is what's going to work best for you. So I used to work out later in the day because that's when I had the most kind of like hormonally or circadian rhythm wise, that's when I could give my best workout. Now I've shifted to mornings just based on the fact that it seems to be better for me. Plus, if I get my morning workout in, it's done and it provides good momentum for the day. So that works for me. Whatever's going to work best for you is most important. I would suggest eating after your workout because that's when your muscles are more primed to take in the nutrients. Plus, if you if you eat before your workout, you are increasing your blood sugar, which means your body is going to rely on sugar for its fuel source during the workout. Now, that's good if you're an athlete who's performing long bouts of exercise or a training or a game. But if you're somebody who wants to maintain a lean, healthy body, if you can work out in a fasted state, your body's going to turn to more of its fat stores as a fuel before and after the workout. And then if you can have your meal afterwards, you'll benefit from a little bit more of the fat loss benefits of the workout. And then refueling with good food afterwards is generally what I'd recommend. Brenda, you are welcome. Okay. So this is like a rapid fire here. I'm happy. This is good. Bring it on. Let's see what we got here. I'm going to grab another sip of water before I lose my voice. Not now, but eventually later on today. Plus, I've got a soccer game tonight. We're in the semifinals of our league. Not that it's like the World Cup or anything, but I have to have my voice for tonight. Plus, I have a lot more talking to do today, so it's all good. Okay. So Keely, what vitamins are beneficial to take for thyroid, B12, vitamin D, etc.? So we have a product called Thyroid Thrive, which is tremendous. It gives you all the building blocks. So iodine, selenium are very important to use in combination. What else? Vitamin C is going to be helpful. I mean, the two big ones are going to be iodine and selenium. Those are going to be the big ones. I'm trying to think about what else. Let me just do a quick little search here for you, and I'll give you a more thorough answer. Sometimes my brain forgets. Okay, I'm going to give you a list of stuff you want to be looking for. Vitamin A. Okay, so vitamin A is going to be really important. Zinc is also going to be very important. You're going to want to look at copper and manganese, chromium, N-acetyltyrosine. You can also look at ginseng to be supportive. And those are a couple of the big ones. But again, you don't want to supplement individually with every one of those. I would just recommend taking them all in one. And that's why we have our Thyroid Thrive supplement, which we're currently sold out of. So I'm not even going to recommend you go to the page because it's not even available. But there's some good ones on the market. Most of them are pretty decent. So you just want to make sure that the quality of those nutrients is what it should be. And that's, overall, And then the thyroid is more than just the nutrients, right? You want to be supporting the gut, and there's, reducing gluten, because gluten can be confused with thyroid tissue and your immune system can attack it. So just overall clean diet, and you'll be on the right path. All right. So we've got another 3 minutes before I got to shut down the show for today. And I had the cool Ask Yuri intro, which I normally put before and after the show. Didn't seem to be working today, so I'm gonna see if this will work on the outro of the show. We'll see if it works out. If not, then next time we'll do it. All right. What is the best brand of greens, Doug? Definitely ours. I'm going to be very opinionated and biased about that. That's why we created it, because I don't find there's a lot of good greens products out there. There might be a few more now that are better than back in the day. If you go to alldayenergydiet.com/greens, I'll just type this in for you guys so you don't have to type it in yourself. That is our greens powder. I'm not going to go into a whole sales pitch for you here, but you can basically learn about them there. They're the best tasting greens powder on the planet, non-GMO, organic, gluten-free, all that awesome stuff. And they're tremendous. We only have I think we have less than 100 in stock right now, because we only produce them in batches. And that's because we don't store them in a warehouse for years like most other companies. So if you want to get them, I'd recommend you jump on those today because they're almost sold out. So that's the best greens brand that I'd recommend. Okay, Josiane Rodriguez. What are the best things you'd recommend to detox the body to be able to kickstart a healthy weight loss while breastfeeding? Well, first of all, you shouldn't be looking to lose weight while you're breastfeeding or doing a detox while you're breastfeeding. Okay, there's a couple reasons for that. First of all, your body needs the calories to produce milk. If you lose weight dramatically, you're not going to be producing milk properly. Okay. Second, if you're detoxing, and let's assume your body is fairly toxic, those toxins are going to seep into the breast milk and into your baby. So I wouldn't recommend doing detox while you're breastfeeding. Okay. Like, get the breastfeeding done and then look at, cleaning some stuff up. That said, it doesn't mean that you can't eat healthier. So the best detox you can do is something you can do every single day, which is eat cleaner foods. That's the best detox. That's what our total wellness cleanse is all about. That's what we've been able to help 21,000 plus men and women do. And that's what I'd recommend, is just clean up your diet. Don't worry about the crazy cleanses that are out there. Otherwise, you're going to lead to some issues that you don't want to run into. So hopefully that's helpful. All right, guys. Well, it's that time. You know what time it is? It's that time to get out the tissue and wipe away the tears, because another episode of Ask Yuri Live is coming to an end. Oh dear, oh dear. But I want to thank all of you for joining me. I've had a record, I think this is close to a record turnout, and I'm doing these every single Wednesday at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time. That's 9:30 Pacific, a.m. Pacific, obviously. And every single Wednesday I'm doing these to help you guys out, answer your questions as much as I can in live, in vivo, as they would say in a scientific laboratory. And don't worry if you've missed anything. I'm recording this. It's going to be going up on the YouTube later today. And if you want to get a recap on everything you've missed, then be sure to check out my YouTube channel. Just type in Yuri Elkaim in YouTube and you will find it there. And I want to thank you guys so much for taking the time. I hope you have an amazing Wednesday. I gotta go. I got some other stuff I gotta do. I got another live session I gotta do in just a couple moments. So thanks so much for tuning in, ladies and gents. Stay tuned to your emails for more awesomeness coming your way this week. And I'll see you guys live here next Wednesday. Same bad time, same bad channel. And let's see if the outro is going to work this time. Okay, let's see if this works. It didn't work. Damn it. Okay, so I think I know what the problem is. I'll fix it for next time. Anyways, I hope you have an amazing day. I'll talk to you next week.